I had a viewer ask, where do you get this key stock to make these miter gauges for the carbide grinder? So these are essentially a half an inch wide. I'm reading .497 and just a little more than an eighth of an inch thick. I got .132. Let's see what this one is. .129, yeah. So I don't remember whether I just took some key stock and just kept milling it down until I got the right thickness. That's just regular half-inch key stock. Or if I just started with some flat bar and just milled it down until I got to this size. So anyways, I offered to make them a couple, and we could probably, we'll just make it out of this flat bar. We could probably do this over in the Bridgeport and be done in about 15 or 20 minutes. But why not use the shaper and take a half a day making them? All right, let's head over there. I don't like the ram to go back any further than flush with the wipers on the end here. So I got a half-inch parallel. So what I want to do is set our piece of stock so that with the ram in this position, we're slightly back from our starting edge there, okay? On an Atlas shaper, the retaining plate bolts actually clamp the table so it's locked. So if you want to adjust your table height, you've got to loosen all these up. Plus you've got to loosen the support in the front. Let me do that first. So we just back these off. Just a quarter turn is usually all it takes. And they don't have to be real tight. The shorter you keep everything, the more rigid you're going to be. So that helps. Okay, then you go around and re-tighten your clamping bolts. And just good and snug is all they need. So I just give it a little bit of downward pressure. Make sure the foot is straight, and then just snug it down. And then I forgot to put some whale oil on here. I'll give it a little shot. All right, now we got our table height set. Now we need to adjust our stroke, which is right here. And this is the locking nut. That's looking pretty good. Now I want to adjust. I want to have a little extra back here where we start. Maybe about like that. We're going to break my rule and go a little bit further. Maybe about there, maybe. Okay. Make sure the tool clears past the cut at the end, and we have enough gap here that the clapper can settle before it starts the next pass. Okay, so now I'm going to lock it down here because otherwise all the stress will be on the adjusting screw. Alright, that's locked down. Alright, good to go there. Okay, I got a phone call, so I got distracted. All right, so auto feed. So this is the ratcheting mechanism, and we got the actuator cam over here. So you got a R and an L. You probably can't see that, right and the left. So normally I feed from right to left, which is that direction. So we go like that for that direction of feed. there's neutral, so no feed, and then there's the other way. Now it's important that if you're feeding right to left, you also, on the cam here, that you are on the correct side. There's an R stamped down here and an L stamped here. Let me bring you in closer. We've got an R and an L, so you want to make sure that whichever side of the cam you're on, you're on the side that matches the direction of feed. Okay, and I got a couple of cheater marks here that I use for the travel. So, a little bit of cutting oil on here. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, let's just take off a few thousandths. Okay, we're going to go to auto feed. Okay, we don't need to take much off.
Take off another
5 thousandths or so. Alright, let me take that out and deburr it. Okay, I deburred that off camera. When I flip my part, I flip it like that, okay? Not like that, alright? Because if you're getting any taper due to table sag or misalignment of the machine, if you flip it this way, it'll cancel that out. Okay. Just checking. So we ended up with about a 2.5 thousandths taper end to end. Yeah. And that's going to be okay for what we're making. But I think what I'll do, let me pull you guys back a little bit here. I think I'm going to reset this foot. I'm going to, put a little upward pressure on the table when I lock the foot down. We might be getting a little bit of movement in the table. Alright, we're just going to take off enough to get this flat and a decent finish, and then we'll do the majority of the thinning on the other side. Not so flat bar. Let's try taking about, how about 12 thou? A little bit more oil. I went a little heavy on the cut with the shear tool, but the finish is looking pretty good, so I'm just going to let it run. All right, now it's getting a little interesting. We still need to take out another 14 thousandths of thickness, but I'm out of clearance. Well, I mean, it's so close. I don't want to take the chance of screwing up the vice jaws, but we only need a 1/2 inch of width. So I'm just going to take it out of the middle, and I'll just use the parallels as my guides of where to stop and start. Okay, this should be the last pass. Well, we're not there yet. are within a half a thou. I think we'll call that good. Okay, we got the thickness that we need now. Yeah, it's too bad. I had to square these edges up. I was afraid if I just tried to work the flat sides without doing that first, you know, we wouldn't get a good enough grip in the vise. All right, I got a piece of aluminum wire here we can use for packing because we, you know, it'll allow for that channel. So let's go set it up in the vise. We're going to take these skinny edges off first. Now that we got flat surfaces on one edge, I can get two of them in here at the same time. Hopefully it's not going to be a train wreck. This should be the last pass. Well, there you go. That's got to be the most labor-intensive method of making a couple of guide keys. I mean, that literally took 5 hours. But our dimensions look pretty good. We got a little bit of taper, and we made them just slightly undersized, a little under a half, so they'll slide easy. That one's right on a half. That might take a little bit of filing. We'll let the final user do that. Yeah, a little bit of taper, 2/1000 taper. Sure love that shaper finish though. Won't get that in a milling machine. All right, well, I hope Chase is happy. I'm going to get these sent off to him, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.